Well, many of the disaster provisions in the Farm Bill use facts from the USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service to determine how much money farmers receive when the worst happens. So where does NASS get those numbers? From you, of course. This week in Louisiana Agriculture's Neil Melancon is standing by with this week's special guest to tell us more about the Census of Agriculture. Neil?
It's the time of year when the Census of Agriculture goes out to farmers and ranchers, and joining us for this week's special guest is Nathan Crisp with the USDA's Louisiana Office of the National Agricultural Statistics Service. And Nathan, of course, one of the things that we want to emphasize is just how important it is that farmers not only get those census but return them to you guys, huh?
Yes, that's correct. We just mailed those out in December, and we mailed out to close to 40,000 farms this year, forms to each of the farmers here in Louisiana. And the data we get off those questionnaires, that census data, helps policymakers make decisions. As you know, the Farm Bill is up for renewal, and with the farmers having record yields here in Louisiana and prices were very good on most of our row crops, that the policymaker need to get a complete picture of agriculture, the cost that's involved in producing those crops, and some of the risks that the farmers have that they endure to produce those crops.
And of course, one of the things is not just to help policymakers, but to help actually craft those decisions that will in turn benefit the farmers themselves. Tell me a little bit about how the census will eventually benefit the farmers who turn them in.
Well, like you say, policymakers and legislators will use those numbers to see how well the agriculture community is doing. Something that people may not realize, the land values and the rental rates and the cost of fertilizer, the cost of implements that has had a tremendous increase over the last few years. So as farmers have increased their production, because we had record yield this year, and prices was very good on most of our grain crops. But on the other hand, we've had a significant increase in the price of fertilizers, equipment, and labor.
And of course, you talked a little bit about the Farm Bill, and of course that's still up for debate. We have a renewal at least until September of this year, but they're still soliciting input on that. Tell me what your office is seeing and as far as giving input into this process concerning Louisiana farmers specifically.
Well, most of our input is just formulating, getting the data out, publishing the data, collecting the data. It's so important that we talk to the producers to emphasize the importance of them giving their story. And completing those questionnaires they send into NASS is their story. So it's important that we get that data, we get it right, we get it accurate, and we get it to the people who are going to be affecting that legislation.
And of course, that does affect your job, not only because of the data that comes in and helps send on to the national office, but also to show the importance of having USDA officials and here in the state. And you guys have recently been affected by the office closures that have come down as a result of budget cuts. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. We've downsized significantly. When I got here in 2005, when I was relocated from headquarters to lead this office here in Baton Rouge, that we had almost 20 employees. And in 5 years, we're down to 10 employees. And then we foresee in the next couple of years that we'll even be a small office, maybe down to like 2 or 3 employees in this office. And we'll be serviced through a regional center, which should provide us efficiencies and cost savings overall to the taxpayer.
What are the deadlines for returning the census?
Well, the deadline is sometime around April to get them all back in, but we'll be making some follow-up on the mailings and on calling out to the low responses, and we'll be trying to get the farmers to send it back in a timely manner, so we don't have to incur those extra calls, those additional costs of mailing out a second questionnaire, of then following up with phone calls. And there's an additional cost involved as well for those farmers that are really large, that impact a county or parish, that we actually will send a person out to interview that producer. So costs escalate when we get non-response.
All right, thank you. Nathan Crisp, he is with the Louisiana office of the USDA's National Agriculture Statistics Service. And Mike, of course, as Nathan emphasized, not only is it important to craft the policies that will affect the Farm Bill, but it's important in getting those important policies and monies back to the farmers.
Thanks, Neil. Still to come on This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, something is afoul in some backyards across Louisiana. We'll show you why that's a good thing. And we'll laissez-les bon temps roulé for Mardi Gras when Kristen Oaks pigs out on king cakes. Brings us the history of the king cake in her Ag Minute.